Hello, everybody, and welcome to another story time with Easterseals in collaboration with USF Health Service Corps volunteers. We welcome you here this evening to share in some stories with us. Easterseals is a disability company, and in Tampa we have a special needs child development center in which we serve preschool age children. We are an inclusive center and serve varying abilities. And we are eager to partner with USF on this story time because it helps us meet our language and literacy goals and helping to prepare children for kindergarten and just an enjoyment and love of reading as they go on. So I'd like to introduce Ellen and her volunteers. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you so much. So my name is Ellen Kent, and I'm the coordinator for USF Health Service Corps, and I've had the pleasure of partnering with Mrs. Sifferman for the past 6 months or so. Since last December is when we got started, and we did our holiday story time.
Yes.
And so we've been doing monthly story times, and our wonderful USF Health student volunteers have been reading stories, and we've been recording it, and then Mrs. Sifman shares the recorded videos via social media to the Easterseals families. So we're going to be doing that again today. And our theme for today is Father's Day, and we have some great volunteers. We'll also be doing another session in July. We will skip August, and then we're all hoping that we can come and do some reading in person in the fall. So we're already excited about planning ahead for that. So stay tuned, because we'll get to see you'll get to see our students, and we'll get to see you. So it'll be a lot of fun. So now today we have some wonderful students who are in the College of Medicine, who are pre-occupational therapy students, and we have some honors college students, and we even have some high schoolers. So this is great that we can do this, and let's get started. Thank you all so much. And when each student group gets started, if you can please state your names and your academic programs, that would be nice. And then after you read the story, it would also be nice if you can sort of like share, just like a 1 minute, capsule summary of why you thought that story was valuable, because that way it's helpful to the parents so that they can also discuss it with their children or with the school, and that way the school teachers can also share their thoughts. So great. Well, let's get started. And thank you again so much, Mrs. Sifferman, for inviting USF Health Service Corps to partner with Easterseals. And let's get started with our two wonderful medical students, Ashley and Sara. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm an upcoming second-year medical student. I'm going to be reading with Sara today. We're going to be reading a book that's called The Doctor with an Eye for Eyes. 1 second, I'm just going to go ahead and share the screen.
Hey everyone, I'm Sara. I'm also a rising second-year medical student.
And 1 second, it just takes a second for me to share the screen. And Sara, it's not allowing me to. Are you able to share your screen on Zoom at all? My apologies.
I can try.
In 1 second, I'm gonna leave and come back. Sorry about that. And let me try one more time. And there we go. Let me share the screen now. Sorry about that. So we are reading The Doctor with an Eye for Eyes. It's the story of Dr. Patricia Bath. I'm going to be reading first. So I hope you enjoy. So if you like to think big, but some say you're too small, or they say you're too young or too slow or too tall, pay no mind to their doubts and just follow the path of one awesome inventor, Patricia E. Bath. On the 4th of November in Harlem, New York, one family, the Baths, got a gift from a stork. A baby! Patricia, quite clever was she. All the good she'd accomplished, the world would soon see. Now this girl from New York, she loved playing with boys. Her big brother, so thoughtful, shared all of his toys. Every hobby he had, she would copy, it's true. She said, anything boys can do, girls can do too. Yet the toy she loved most, she will never forget, was a gift from her mother, a chemistry set. Well, it got her to thinking, hey, science is neat. This new passion of hers, it just couldn't be beat. As she grew a bit older, she yearned to do more. With science, I'll help the world sick and poor. And a friend of the family's, a doctor so swell, inspired the tea. I can be one as well. But doctors back then, most were men you will find. Still, Patricia stood firm, that did not change her mind. See, her father was smart and a jack of all trades. He had taught her we're equal, all genders, all shades. Yes, her parents were thrilled. They encouraged her goal. They said nothing's off limits, no job, dream, or role. The Baths didn't have much, but were wise nonetheless. Education, they said, is the key to success. Now, the problem with that, every nearby high school was only for white kids with money, not cool. So to high school by train, nothing stopped her, you see. And though most school kids took 4 years, she finished in 3. What next? Off to college, then medical school, where she found that her classmates were boys as a rule. And when girls weren't allowed to sit in the front row, Patricia said, phooey, that won't make me low. All those unfair restrictions did not bring her down. There were more pressing matters, and no time to frown. A decision was due, what her focus would be. I've been thinking, she said, I will help people see. Then she studied the eye as an eager intern, treating hospital patients what was helped her to learn. Through her work, she discovered there's something not right. Her Black patients were blind 2 times more than the white. And Sara's going to go ahead and read from here.
What has caused this to happen, she wanted to know. In locations like Harlem, where money is low, she came up with a plan. We must conquer this flight. The public, she said, must prioritize sight. With this mission in mind, the new doctor went west. At a school near the sea, she spread word of her quest. She was young, but her knowledge and skill made her wise. She taught hundreds of students to understand eyes. But it wasn't all cheery. Some things she would fight, like the desk in a dungeon that barely had light. No, thank you, she said. I will need a new placement, 'cause nobody puts Dr. Bath in a basement. Well, she got that new desk. Then she hit a grand slam when she started an eye doctor training program. She would lead it for years, and what makes it that so sweet, she'd be the first woman to achieve such a feat. Do you think she stopped there? No, siree, she did not. All her goals to help people, she still had a lot. I will find better treatments for blindness, she swore. Straight to Europe she went, where she studied some more. In cities like Paris, she learned about lasers. These light beams, she said, will be little eye savers. She practiced for months, and one final mention, her research, it led her to make an invention. The tool she developed, a new laser probe, fixed the eyeballs of patients all over the globe. And because of her work, those without sight for years, like 15 or 20 or 30 more years, they could finally see. We should give her 3 cheers. Hooray, Dr. Bath, hooray, Dr. Bath, hooray, Dr. Bath. But wait, she did more. She created a place to bring hope to the whole human race. Its motto is this: rich or poor, black or white. Healthy vision's important. It's everyone's right. Now, for all that she's done and the progress it brings, Dr. Bath is well known. She's accomplished great things. But applause for her work, well, to her, it seems strange. Fame was never her wish. What she wanted was change. Yes, that girl from New York with the chemistry set, who was born when most doctors were men, don't forget, grew to be quite a hero, but she'll never boast. It's her will to heal people that matters the most. So, if helping the world seems too hard, you are wrong. If some say you can't do it, don't listen, be strong. Like Patricia, stay focused, push forward, shine bright, and you'll find all your dreams will be well within sight. Dear reader, begin each day by asking a question, let the answer lead you to another question, and you will soon discover that learning and knowledge are an infinite playground. Dr. Patricia Bath.
We hope you all enjoyed this story. We want to go ahead and share it with you just so that you can see you can become whatever you want to be, whether that is going into medicine and helping people get eyesight and get glasses and starting programs, or just anywhere you can push boundaries and grow as a person. You don't have to listen to others telling you aren't enough to do new things, and just always try your best and you'll be able to go and try new things that you can never dream of. And thank you so much for listening to that story.
That was excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think we all learned something new today. I had never heard of Dr. Bath. Had anybody else heard of Dr. Bath? That was a great story. Thank you so much for sharing. So now our next group of readers will be Violetta and Dania. Dania. Thank you so much, Ashley and Sierra. And now we'll turn it over to Violetta and Dania.
Hello. The audio is good? Okay. So yeah, I'm Dania Tova. I'm a third year at USF, senior. I'm gonna graduate with a biomedical sciences degree and pursuing pre-medical. So hopefully like Sierra and Ashley, and their story was like really cool. And also I'm in the honors college. Also there's a project called Go Decisions Project. I'm pursuing that as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy my story. That's about Father's Day since it's coming up soon. Okay. A Father's Day Thank You by Janet Nolan, illustrated by Kathy Amber. Harvey didn't know what to draw. He dangled his crayon above a blank sheet of paper. Just then, his sister tiptoed down the hall. "What are you doing?" asked Harvey. "Tomorrow's Father's Day, and I got Dad his favorite present," said Lori Ann. "How do you know it's his favorite?" asked Ashley. "Follow me," whispered Lori Ann. They could hear Dad in the kitchen. He always cooked breakfast with the radio on. He'd crack eggs and hum a tune. He'd flip pancakes and crank up the volume. And when the bacon was crispy, his big, booming voice would fill the house with song. By the time breakfast was ready, it was either cover your ears or go sit down and eat. Lori Ann pulled Harvey into their parents' closet. "See, Dad's favorite present. Every year I give Dad a tie, and every year he says, 'A tie? How wonderful. I can always use another tie. Then he gives me a hug and says thank you. And I say, you're welcome. After breakfast, Harvey played tag with the dog until he tipped over a skateboard and cut his knee. Dad scooped him up and carried him inside. Might need to operate, muttered Dad. He handed Harvey a popsicle. Then, as he cleaned up the cut, Dad told such silly stories that Harvey forgot to cry. Harvey thought Dad might like a popsicle for Father's Day, but figured if he wrapped one up, it would probably melt. After lunch, Harvey wanted to ride his bicycle, but his tire was flat. His older brother, Martin, took him down to the basement to look for the pump. What are you getting Dad for Father's Day? Asked Harvey. The present Dad loves best, answered Martin. Are you giving him a tie? Why would I give Dad a tie? Follow me. I'll show you what Dad likes best. Harvey followed his brother to the storage room. See the nails? Said Martin. Dad loves nails. Every year I give him a box of nails, and every year he says, a box of nails? How special! I can always use another box of nails. Then he gives me a hug and says, thank you. And I say, you're welcome. Harvey could not fix his tire alone. Luckily, Dad woke up from his Saturday afternoon snooze when Harvey hollered, Dad! Did someone call for bicycle repair? Answered Dad. Harvey held the handlebars while Dad filled the tire with air. When Harvey pedaled away, Dad stayed and watched to make sure the tire was safe. That evening, Harvey thought about Father's Day again when he stepped out of the tub and Dad wrapped him up in a big, warm towel. Harvey went looking for his oldest sister, Nadine. She was in the family room dancing to music Harvey could not hear. Nadine, yelled Harvey. Nadine pulled off her headphones. What are you giving Dad for Father's Day? The present you looked forward to all year, Nadine replied. Are you giving him a box of nails? Asked Harvey. Why would I give him a box of nails? Said Nadine. Open the cabinet and I'll show you what Dad likes best. Harvey opened the family room cabinet. See, said Nadine, Dad looks forward to getting golf balls. Every year I give Dad a box of golf balls, and every year he says, golf balls? How thoughtful. I can always use more golf balls. Then he gives me a hug and says, thank you. And I reply, you're welcome. Who's interested in a bedtime story? Asked Dad. Me, cried Harvey, diving into bed. When the story was over, Dad smiled and said, I love you. He kissed Harvey good night. Harvey sat in the dark. He was not thinking about Father's Day. He was thinking about his dad. Harvey crept out of bed, picked up a crayon, and started to draw. On Father's Day, Lori handed Dad a gift-wrapped box. What could this be? Asked Dad. Dad opened his present. A tie, how wonderful. I can always use another tie. Then he gave Lori Ann a hug and said, thank you. You're welcome, she said. Martin gave Dad a box wrapped in a newspaper. Dad shook the box and whispered, I wonder what's in here. He opened it, a box of nails. How special. I can always use another box of nails. Then he gave Martin a hug and said, thank you. You're welcome, said Martin. Nadine gave Dad a bag tied up with a bow. What could be in here? Asked Dad as he untied the bow. Golf balls, how thoughtful! I can always use more golf balls. Then he gave Nadine a hug and said thank you. You're welcome, she replied. Everybody looked at Harvey. He pulled a piece of paper from behind his back. Harvey held out his picture and said, thank you for being my dad. Dad gave Harvey a hug and then he said, you're welcome. So I chose this story because I have a really special dad that I love very much dearly, and also because Father's Day is coming up next, and dads absolutely deserve appreciation. And I hope all of us give our dads a big hug and say thank you, just like Harvey did.
That was so sweet. I really like that. That brought me back great memories of my dad when he was much younger. And thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that the Easterseals parents will also have a great Father's Day with their kids. And again, thank you so much for sharing this cool story, and funny too. So thank you. And again, to all the Easterseals families, we hope you have a great Father's Day weekend, and we hope that you had a great Mother's Day weekend last month. So, and now Violet is going to get started with her lovely story. Thank you again, Danya, so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Violetta. Sorry. My name is Violetta, and I'm going to be reading a book called Be Kind. And a little bit about myself. I am a recent graduate from the University of South Florida, and the college that I was in is public health, and I graduated this past May. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, let's see. Sorry, just 1 second. Okay. Okay, I think it's working now. Share. Okay, can everybody see it?
We can see it.
Yay, okay. I just got a Mac and I'm so used to like HP, so I had no idea how to work that. Okay, so the story is called Be Kind, and it's by Pat Zietlow Miller, and it's illustrated by Jen Hill. All right. So Tanisha spilled grape juice yesterday. Everyone laughed. I almost did too, but Mom always tells me to be kind, so I tried. I don't think it worked. I said purple is my favorite color. I thought Tanisha would smile, but she ran into the hall instead. When she came back, snack time was over. She put on her art smock and didn't look at anyone. I almost told Tanisha that art was my favorite class, but I didn't want her to leave again. So I painted purple splotches and added some green until I had a bunch of beautiful violets. While I painted, I thought about Tanisha. Should I have handed her my napkin, let her borrow my sweatshirt, spilled my juice so everyone stared at me instead? What does it mean to be kind anyway? Maybe it's giving, making cookies for Miss Rinaldi who lives alone, letting someone with smaller feet have my too tight shoes. He might win races in them too. Maybe it's helping, putting dirty dishes in the sink, cleaning up after Otis, our class guinea pig. He's a messy eater. Maybe it's paying attention, telling Desmond I like his blue boots, or asking the new girl to be my partner, listening to Aunt Franny's stories, even the ones I've heard before. Being kind should be easy, like throwing away a wrapper or recycling a bottle, or saying thank you, bless you. Hey Carla, what's new, Omar? Good afternoon, Rabbi. My mom says the quickest way to be kind is to use people's names. Being kind can be hard too, even when you know what to do. Teaching someone something I'm good at is tricky, even when I'm patient. And sticking up for someone when other kids aren't kind is really hard and scary. Maybe I can't solve Tanisha's grape juice problem. Maybe all I can do is sit by her in art class and paint this picture for her because I know she likes purple too. Maybe I can only do small things, but my small things might join small things other people do, and together they can grow into something big. Something really big. So big that all our kindness spill out of our school, spread throughout town, travel across the country, and go all the way around the world. Right back to Tanisha and me so we can be kind again and again and again. And that's it. So I chose that story because I feel like it's really valuable for just everyone to know to always be kind because you really never know what anybody could be going through. But the small things that you can do really do make a difference and they all add up. Even if you think it's small, that can make somebody's day and they can remember it throughout like the rest of the week, or even if their whole day was really bad, they'll at least remember that one nice thing that you did. And so in the story, how Tanisha, she spilled grape juice all over her shirt and she was humiliated, even though like the girl, she couldn't really do anything in that moment for her, she still made up for it by making her happy like later in the day by making that painting, and then just really reminiscing on like what it is to be kind and how all the small things can add up into something greater.
That was a great story. Thank you so much for sharing. And I like the part at the very end when it talked about kindness all over the world, which is really important because many of us are from all over the world. In fact, Violetta, where is your family from?
So my family's from the Dominican Republic.
Great. And Danya, where is your family from?
My family's from Palestine.
Great. And Sola, where exactly is your family from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Right, that's what I thought. And let's see, Ashley and Sierra, where are you from?
So I'm from Louisiana originally, and my mom's family is from Maine. And then I know Sierra's family is from Florida.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing. That was really cool. We definitely do have an international group today. And again, I imagine that with the wonderful Easterseals families, that the kids have parents and grandparents who may be from all over the world. So thank you for sharing that story. So now we're going to wrap it up tonight with Sola and her brother and sister who are from Nigeria, and they have a wonderful story to share with us.
Hi, so my name is Sara, and I'm a public health student, basically from College of Public Health in University of South Florida. And I'm here today with my siblings, as you can see. You have.
I'm Dylan. I'm 11th grader. I'm Nolan and in 10th grade.
And today we would like to read a book about sleep meaning. So I'm going to share my screen. And there you go. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, hold on. There we go.
So, the title of the story is Even Superheroes Have to Sleep by Sara and illustrated by Adam Redford. Leaping, lasering, flying high, watching closely from the sky, spending the day making villains weep, even superheroes have to sleep. Digging and shoveling loads of dirt can make a person's muscle hurt. Taking off dirty, stinky shoes, even construction workers have to snooze.
Fixing always big and small, broken bones from the brothers born. Giving every patient their best, even doctors have to sleep, have to rest.
Catching stars up in space, discovering Earth is the coolest place. Searching for aliens off the map, even astronauts have to nap. Tiaras, castles, and sparkly gems, picking flowers at the stems, trained to one day becoming the queen, even princesses have to dream.
Sailing the ship from sea to land, digging for treasure in the sand, walking the plank on their toes, even pirates have to doze.
Helping people and stopping crime, chasing bad guys all the time, carefully collecting all the facts, even policemen have to relax. Mixing potions in test tubes and beakers, watching an explosion colorful features, discovering a cure for whooping cough, even scientists have to drift off.
Picture on a big strong horse. Spurs and bandanas are a must, of course. A day in the saddle is hard on the back. Even cowboys have to hit the sack.
Strumming a guitar and singing real loud. It takes a lot of energy to pump up a crowd. Jump on the tour bus and wave goodbye. Even rock stars have to get some shut eye. Teaching and loving, making things go, trying to resist the urge to say no,
spending the evening scrubbing the slime. Even mommies try for bedtime.
Playing and reading can tire you out. Growing as quickly as a bean sprout. Cuddle up tightly, don't make a peep. Even children have to sleep. Okay, so we chose this because at some point we're all going to have different careers. And we have to remember that sleep is important all the time. You have to remember this and you have to sleep. If you don't sleep, well, you're gonna get sleep deprived. Yeah, that's basically that. Thank you for listening.
That was a great story. And thank you to all of our students again for sharing these great stories. And we will be back in July for summertime stories virtually. And hopefully we'll be coming to you in person in the fall. And thank you again, students. And thank you so much for inviting us, Ms. Zifferman.
Thank you again to all of you for those wonderful stories that you selected. They were all new ones that I hadn't heard of, and I think they were pretty amazing. So we'll have to add that to our collection for sure. So I want to thank USF Health Service Corps again for a wonderful evening, and everybody can have a good night.
Thank you.